It's ToySmith week. Now, if you aren't familiar with ToySmith, they make a ton, and I mean a ton, of awesome different products. Sometimes you'll see them in gas stations or museum gift shops or all over the place. So even though you may not have heard much about them, you've definitely seen their products. All week long, we're gonna be posting ToySmith content to our site. We're gonna be posting videos they've sent us. We're gonna be posting some videos that we've made. But I thought we could kick the whole week off with an interview with their Chief Commercial Officer, Max Wunderle. And wouldn't you know it, he sat down with me and gave us the inside scoop. All right, and thank you for sitting with us, Max. We got Max Wunderle from ToySmith. And yeah, Max, how you doing today?
Very good, Joe. Appreciate the time today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for lending us your expertise on the company. Speaking of ToySmith, give us a bird's eye view. What is ToySmith? What do you guys do?
I think if a consumer asked what ToySmith is, it's probably a scenario of you might not know the product. You might not say to yourself, I have ToySmith product, or I've purchased it, or I found it, but more than likely you probably have ToySmith in your house, meaning that a lot of our products are found, whether it's in a zoo or an aquarium, or whether it's a place like Buc-ee's or Kohl's, in mass and larger accounts. So we kind of have a very kind of diverse availability, whether that's in as I mentioned, a large key account, or even a place like a hair salon, or a car wash, or the Walmart museum, or anything in between. So I think the majority of our line, about 40% of it, is in products that you might find for less than $10 or $15. Most folks call it impulse. We've got probably north of anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 SKUs, depending on who you're looking at.
That's fantastic. And yes, I actually do have ToySmith products at my home. We've got like one of those explorers kits that have like binoculars and everything. And I noticed that the other day. I was like, hey, I'm going to be talking to ToySmith soon. Okay, so can you give us a brief history of the company?
We've been around for about just over 40 years, and we started with it was really kind of begun in the basement of our founder, and started with simply making toys available, again, primarily in the world of impulse. And it started off just as a very small kind of a startup, and then it kind of grew into really getting greater availability across the entire toy and gift, let's say, industry, primarily with the same product line or similar product line that we have today. Which is about 8 to 10 different play patterns. A play pattern might be construction, it might be role play, it can be fidgets and the like. We probably have anywhere between 12 and 18 different play patterns, or plush or stuffed animals and such. So with that kind of diversity, the product started just becoming available locally, then became more nationally available through our sales teams and various key accounts that we would do business in, whether, again, that might be a Target or a Walmart or Amazon, or even down to small mom and pops. But what we're really known for, about half of our business is in our independent world, and the other half of our business is in what people would normally call, let's say, a traditional key account, where you have availability nationwide. So we've had that kind of a program, or that kind of an assortment, for the majority of our time, and we continue to kind of build into that line depending on consumer trends, as well as where our customers ask us to produce product for them.
It sounds like you guys put yourselves in a lot of different retail spaces, some less traditional. So how do you guys make yourselves stand out?
I think for us, the real heart of what we do is that if I'm a small business owner, or even a large key account, the diversity of what we have to offer in terms of the total portfolio that we have is something that's always been a point of difference versus our competition. I think that we've also had a very good track record of having innovative product that we launch, much like the rest of the toy industry, anywhere between 1 to 3 times a year, depending on the account. And what people look to us for is really ensuring that they have, let's say, affordable, innovative product that they know is going to sell inside of their store. And many of our items as well, Joe, are items that we would almost call evergreen products that you'd see year in, year out, that continue to sell very well. And I think for our retail partners, that's something that's very important to them. Traditionally, the toy industry has a fair amount of what I would call fashion in it, where you might even have 20, 30, or even 40% higher turnover each year. Some is very, very trend driven. It might be something that is, let's say, very specific in timing. Eclipse glasses is a great example where it's very important, very impactful for a short amount of time. But then we've got, the majority of our assortment are what we call evergreen items that just sell day in, day out, whether it's just a classic, a travel bingo game, a fidget item that whether an adult or a child might have, just to either calm themselves or just feel comfortable touching and feeling, a lot of tactile options. So I think those are the kinds of areas where retailers look to us to help them build their business.
I gotta ask then, you guys have a very wide variety of products to offer. So how do you choose what you're going to be producing or acquiring, or what's that process look like for you?
So we have a team here just outside of Seattle that heads up all of our product development from a domestic perspective about what are the areas of the play patterns that let's say consumers in the US are most interested in or most turned on by. And we've got a team in China as well. We work with over 150 different factories. So we really can kind of access just about any product that we would want to, either what was normally called, let's say, a traditional open market item, something as silly and traditional as a whoopee cushion. At the same time, we're always looking for different, whether it's trends or areas or play patterns we don't have covered that we want to make sure we offer to our retailers. So for us, it begins with the consumer, understanding what are their interests, both in terms of a price point as well as a play pattern perspective, and then put that into our under our planning cycle to make sure that we have the right products at the right time, at the right price point, to make sure our retailers can ensure that they're going to get products that are going to sell.
That's perfect. I was looking at what we have on our website available from ToySmith, and one thing that's kind of stuck out to me is that there's a lot of active play stuff that we have, like, kind of like I said earlier, the binocular sets and like explorer sets. My question was, how important is it to have the element of like activity for kids when you're making your toys? But now I'm looking at everything you guys do, and it's like, well, there's so many different aspects of it that seem to be a focus.
It really begins with what are consumers drawn to, or what turns them on in terms of whether it's an outdoor play pattern, as you mentioned, outdoor game, a puzzle, a fidget toy. You mentioned our outdoor discovery line, where a child might want to be interested in the outdoor but wants to kind of learn in a fun way. So whether that's collecting insects or understanding how a garden might be put together for a young child who doesn't necessarily have that experience but wants to enjoy that. Maybe they're gardening with their parents or friends and simply want to learn more about that. So for us, it begins with understanding, okay, where are consumers looking for toys and gifts that help them simply just have a good time, bring a little joy to their day, whether that's for a 6-year-old or whether that's for a grandparent or their parents as well. So the diversity that we have really allows our customer partners, I should say, to be able to say, I want to run a toy store that has a fair amount, if not the optimal amount, of diversity in what play patterns can be. A child might want to play outdoors. A different child might say, I really am more turned on by playing with my friends, and whether that's a normal game or otherwise. So I think that for us, that kind of diversity just helps us ensure that retailers can look to us to ensure that, hey, at a minimum, I can start with something, or a place like ToySmith that's really going to do a pretty solid job of giving them a fair amount of availability in all the different product patterns and different categories that we offer. So I think that diversity is really what comes to life. And, today, Joe, more than anything, we know what consumers have wanted. And as I mentioned, there are evergreen items. At the same time, we want to make sure that we also bring products to life that either are innovative or different, or allow us to expand our portfolio into play patterns that we don't normally offer.
On a personal level, you, Max Wunderle, what's your favorite toy that you guys have put out?
Ooh, good question. I think a lot of adults, as they're just kind of either going through a day or maybe they're just in a meeting or otherwise, we have an infinite fidget cube that allows you simply just to go through a pattern of, feeling something tactile in your hands, folding it and turning it, and just giving that and giving you a sense of either calm or just let your mind take you a little away from maybe the stress or what you're going through the day, and provides a little bit of calming, let's say, response. So for me, I like the infinite fidget cube. It's small, it's easy throw it in your bag, carry it wherever you might. So for me, I think that's where I get the most little enjoyment.
I gotta say, I do love something at my desk that I can just, while I'm, reading over things or coming up with an email, just having something to kind of take over that aspect of my brain while I use the rest of it to think about what I need to actually be doing. It just helps center me. It does. It does. How long have you been with the company?
I've been with the company for about 4 years now.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
What's the aspect that you're most proud of in your 4 years there?
I think what I'm most proud of is the team that we have here. I think that they are extremely passionate and bring a lot of joy to what they do in terms of how we ensure that we understand both the consumer side of things, which is very different from the customer side of things. A consumer, or we might look at consumer trends that imply development in a certain play pattern, or we're bringing new toys up, but it has to come to life with a retailer. It's got to be either in the right price point, the right pack size, and the rest of it. So I think for me, what I'm most proud of is that I think we do a really good job of understanding both the consumer interest and bringing a consumer solution to our customers to make sure that we can help them grow their business. And I think for us, most of what we do, Joe, while we do have, a diverse consumer proposition, the majority of the work that we do really comes to life in how our customers want us to show up, ensuring that we have, again, either the right price pattern, the right case packs, the right flow of new items, the right communication strategy. So I think what I'm most proud of is that our team is exceptionally well versed in understanding both consumer needs and customer needs, and then bringing solutions that help them both.
Well, thank you so much, Max, for chatting with me. I do have one last question for you, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, but more specifically, what does the future look like for ToySmith?
I think for us, Joe, what we've done well is had this great availability, these great relationships with these retailers. For us, the future ensures that we want to make sure that when someone comes to us, we can solve as many consumer solutions as well as customer solutions that we can offer. I think traditionally we've been known for toys and gifts. We've been getting into some pet products as well. So I think for us, it's expanding our diversity of the current portfolio that we have, and then getting into places that we don't have. Whether that's more of a gift line, whether that's more plush items, or again, entire different categories like pet. So for us, I think it's continue to expand the assortment to make sure that when a customer spends time with us and reviews our portfolio, they find something that's going to help them grow their business and bring a little joy to their consumers in their stores.
Fantastic. All right, well, Max, thank you so much for sitting down with me. And yeah, I'm excited to see what ToySmith has in the future. And I'm also excited because this week I'm going to be busting out some of your products with my kids to kind of, show them off. And it's for the videos. It's not at all because, I want to play with like the, like rocket ships that you stomp on them and they shoot off and stuff like that. It's not for me. It's for the videos. So
neat. Well, I'm sure they'll have a good time playing with it. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And yeah, they'll have fun. Not me. Again, me, it's all work. That's what it is.
That's right.
All right, Max. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. And yeah, I look forward to hopefully chatting with you in the future.
Very good. I appreciate the time, Joe. Thanks and best of luck.
Thank you.
Hey, did you like that video? Why not run down there and give it a little like? Or write in the comments what you liked about it. Better yet, you could hit this button right here to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our fun videos. Speaking of those fun videos, you can click right here to watch some of them, huh? And if you're watching this on your phone and I'm just kind of doing this and there's no buttons over there, just use your imagination. Okay, bye, love you.